Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Simple English Talks. We're really excited to spend time with you today and help you improve your spoken English naturally.
Hey, everyone. If you feel nervous while speaking English, don't worry, because today's lesson is made especially for you and your confidence.
A lot of learners know grammar rules, but when they start talking to real people, they suddenly become shy and uncomfortable.
That's completely normal. Speaking is a skill, and like every skill, it improves slowly with practice, patience, and repetition.
Today, we'll practice real conversations, natural expressions, and simple ways to sound more relaxed when speaking English.
And remember, everyone, you do not need perfect English to have a good conversation with someone.
Many English learners don't know how to begin conversations naturally, and that creates fear before speaking even starts.
The good news is that simple conversation starters work perfectly in daily English and sound very natural to native speakers.
For example, you can say, "How's your day going?" or "What have you been doing lately?" in casual situations.
You can also ask simple questions about work, hobbies, food, movies, or weekend plans to keep conversations comfortable.
Remember, confidence doesn't come from difficult vocabulary. Confidence comes from speaking clearly and naturally with people.
If you sound friendly and relaxed, people will enjoy talking with you, even if your grammar isn't perfect. In casual conversation, people often say things like, "I'm kind of addicted to coffee," or "I'm really into morning walks lately."
But in more formal situations, people may say, "I usually drink coffee every morning," or "I enjoy walking in the morning."
So your language changes depending on the situation.
Exactly.
Here's a quick practice activity. Listeners, think about one good habit and one bad habit.
Now try to explain them using "I tend to" or "I'm trying to."
For example, I tend to snack late at night, but I'm trying to eat healthier.
Great example.
Here are 3 important tips.
First, keep your sentences simple.
Second, use frequency words naturally.
Third, practice talking about real habits from your own life.
That's very important. Personal examples are easier to remember.
I agree. When I started learning another language, I practiced by describing my own routines every day.
That's actually a fantastic idea.
Listeners, try this tonight. Describe your evening routine in English.
You can even write it in the comments for practice.
Another useful expression is "I can't help."
Oh yes, for habits that feel automatic.
I can't help checking my phone every few minutes.
Or I can't help singing in the shower.
One very common mistake is giving very short answers that stop the conversation immediately after one sentence.
For example, someone asks, "How was your weekend?" And the learner only answers, "Good." That kills the conversation.
Instead, try adding one extra detail, like, "It was really good. I watched a movie and had dinner with friends."
Now the other person has more information and can continue asking questions naturally without awkward silence.
Another powerful trick is asking questions back during conversations, because communication should feel balanced between two people.
Expressions like, "How about you?" and "What about your weekend?" are small but extremely useful in spoken English.
Textbooks often teach formal English, but real conversations usually sound shorter, softer, and more relaxed in daily life.
For example, instead of saying, "I would like a cup of coffee," people often say, "Can I get a coffee?"
Instead of "I cannot attend," many native speakers simply say "I can't make it" during casual conversations.
Learning natural phrases is important because it helps your English sound more friendly and less robotic while speaking.
Another useful habit is using contractions like "I'm," "don't," "we're," and "they've" during normal conversations.
Native speakers use contractions constantly, so practicing them will immediately improve your speaking rhythm and confidence.
All right, everyone. Now let's talk about common mistakes that many English learners make while speaking every day.
And please don't feel embarrassed if you make these mistakes because they are extremely common among learners worldwide.
First common mistake: translating directly from your own language. Wrong? I am having hunger. Correct? I'm starving. Or you can say, I'm really hungry. That sounds simple, natural, and much more comfortable in daily conversations. Second common mistake: using continuous tense incorrectly. Wrong? I am understanding. Correct? I understand.
Some verbs like know, understand, and believe usually stay in simple form instead of continuous form in English.
Third common mistake: direct translation with expressions. Wrong? Open the light. Correct? Turn on the light. These little corrections may seem small, but they make your English sound far more natural and confident immediately. Now let's focus on confidence, because many learners understand English but still feel scared while speaking out loud. Fear usually comes from overthinking mistakes and worrying too much about what other people might think during conversations. But honestly, every fluent speaker made thousands of mistakes while learning English or any other language in life. One of the best ways to improve confidence is speaking out loud every single day, even when you're alone.
Describe your room, your plans, your breakfast, or your feelings in English while walking or relaxing at home.
This trains your brain to think in English naturally instead of translating every sentence from your native language to your preferred language.
Let's practice a natural conversation that sounds realistic and easy enough for everyday English learners to follow comfortably.
Great idea. Real conversations help learners understand how English actually sounds outside classrooms and grammar exercises.
Hey, how's your week going so far? Have you been very busy with work or studies recently?
Honestly, it's been a busy week, but I finally have some free time tonight to relax a little.
That sounds nice. I've also been tired lately because work has been stressful and my schedule feels completely full.
I totally understand. Sometimes even simple things like listening to music or walking outside can really help your mood.
Exactly. Small breaks are important because they help us relax mentally and feel more positive during difficult weeks.
And everyone listening right now should try speaking these lines out loud slowly and confidently with proper pronunciation. Many learners feel nervous while speaking on the phone because they cannot see the other person's face or reactions.
That's true. Phone conversations require careful listening skills and clear pronunciation because visual communication completely disappears.
A simple way to answer professionally is saying, "Hello, this is Harry speaking. How can I help you today?"
If you don't understand something, don't panic. You can politely ask, "Sorry, could you repeat that more slowly?"
You can also say, "The connection is bad," or "I didn't catch the last part," during difficult conversations.
These small expressions are extremely useful in business calls, customer service conversations, and daily life situations.
Shopping conversations are another excellent way to practice practical English because they happen everywhere in daily life.
Yes, even simple questions inside stores can help you become more confident and comfortable speaking naturally with strangers.
For example, you can ask, "Excuse me, do you have this in another size or different color available today?"
If something feels expensive, you can say, "That's a little outside my budget," instead of sounding too direct.
At the cashier, people often ask, "Can I pay by card?" Or "Do you accept cash here?"
Learning practical English like this is useful because you can immediately use it in real-life situations, confidently.
Small talk is very important in English-speaking cultures because it helps people feel relaxed before deeper conversations begin.
Many learners think small talk is unnecessary, but actually it helps build friendly connections and social confidence naturally.
Simple topics like weather, food, hobbies, travel, or weekend plans are perfect for casual conversations with new people.
For example, you can say, "The weather has been really nice lately," or "Have you seen any good movies recently?"
You don't need to sound impressive during small talk. You only need to sound friendly, calm, and interested.
And remember, asking questions makes conversations easier because people usually enjoy talking about themselves and their experiences.
Now let's talk about pronunciation, because many learners feel shy about their accent while speaking English publicly.
First, remember that having an accent is completely normal. Every person in the world speaks with some kind of accent.
Your goal should not be sounding American or British perfectly. Your goal should be speaking clearly and understandably.
A great way to improve pronunciation is shadowing, which means repeating immediately after native English speakers while listening.
Watch interviews, podcasts, or movies and repeat short sentences slowly until your pronunciation feels more natural and smooth.
This method improves rhythm, confidence, listening skills, and speaking fluency at the same time very effectively.
All right, everyone. Now it's your turn to practice natural English sentences together with us during this activity.
We'll give you two options, and you choose which sentence sounds more natural in everyday spoken English conversations.
Sentence 1. I am very tired today. Sentence 2. I'm exhausted today. Which sounds more natural casually?
Both are correct, but "I'm exhausted" sounds stronger, more expressive, and more common in natural spoken English daily.
Next example. Sentence 1. I cannot attend. Sentence 2. I can't make it. Which sounds more conversational?
The second sentence sounds much more relaxed and natural during casual conversations with friends or coworkers every day.
Now, pause the video and create your own example sentences using expressions from today's lesson and practice them aloud.
Speaking out loud every day is one of the fastest ways to improve fluency and build real speaking confidence.
All right, everyone. Today we learned how to build confidence through real conversations and natural everyday English expressions.
We practiced conversation starters, natural phrases, common mistakes, pronunciation tips, and ways to keep conversations flowing smoothly.
Remember, becoming fluent takes time, so don't become discouraged if you still make mistakes while speaking English daily.
Mistakes are part of learning, and every conversation helps your brain become stronger and more comfortable with English naturally.
Or, I have a habit of drinking water before bed. Here's another one. I usually end up watching videos before sleeping.
That's a dangerous habit.
Oh, yes. You plan to sleep early, but suddenly it's midnight.
Very true.
Another useful thing is talking about changing habits.
Right. People love talking about habits they want to improve.
For example, I'm trying to wake up earlier. Or, I'm trying to stop eating junk food.
Notice we use trying to when we're making an effort.
And this is very common in conversation because many habits are difficult to change.
Let's imagine a real-life situation. Maybe your friend wants to exercise more.
You could ask, are you trying to exercise regularly?
And the answer could be, yes, I'm trying to go to the gym 3 times a week.
That sounds natural and realistic.
We can also ask about other people's habits.
Simple questions work best. Do you usually cook at home? How often do you study English? What time do you normally wake up?
These questions are excellent for small talk and friendly conversations.
And they help you connect with people.
Let's do a short dialogue example.
Okay.
Do you usually exercise in the morning?
Not really. I usually exercise after work because I'm too sleepy in the morning.
Ah, I see. I tend to exercise before breakfast.
Wow, that's impressive.
See? Very natural.
Another important thing is formal and informal language.